Hi, hello there. Welcome to Hello Malaysia with me, Cairo, and my co-host.
And I'm Putri Mahira. And today, Cairo, I see that we are all matchy in green. So we are actually embracing the spirit or love for nature.
Correct.
Because today we are going to talk about preserving our mountains in conjunction with the International Mountain Day, which falls on December 11th. And with us today, Cairo, we have two lovely guests.
Correct. On my right will be Yang Mulia Datuk Seri Tengku Dr. Zainal Adlin Tengku Muhammad, the chairman of Sabah Park.
And we also have Dr. Abdul Kadir Roslin. He is the director of UITM Sabah, and we are very honoured that both of them came all the way from Sabah to be with us today.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, before we go into the topics and all, we do want to know your backgrounds on how you started it. So we can go with Tengku first.
Well, let me say, I am a pilot by training, but went very much into conservation and environment in the course of my working life, so to speak, ending up now as the chairman of Sabah Parks. I'm also was the previous chairman of Wildlife Fund Malaysia, as well now the president of WWF Malaysia, and also on the board of Tourism Malaysia as well, being also 13 years as chairman of Sabah Tourism Board. So tourism and nature, adventure are all integrated in ecotourism, so to speak.
Right. And I love to share a few fun facts about Tengku that he told us earlier. Tengku has been up Mount Kinabalu more than 100 times, and I think the greatest part, which I'm most interested in, is that he has a flower, a Rafflesia, named after him because he is the first one to discover it on Mount Kinabalu, right, Tengku?
No, it's a Mount Trusmadi, together with Professor Latif and Professor Kamal Masala, who are part and parcel of the expedition with UKM, this LED with Professor Ghazali as well.
Right, it's so cool to have a flower named after you. So this is Rafflesia Tengku Adlini. So cool, right? Okay.
So based more on your how old, can we ask how old are you and how many grandchildren do you have?
I'm 74 years old.
Only 74.
Only grandchildren.
5 grandchildren.
But you are still very much into adventure, and we've seen you dip down into the ocean. You dive, you climb, you hike, and you just love the nature, don't you?
Yes, I have natural liking for nature adventure. This why I do a lot of paragliding. I used to also be the president of Kinabalu Paragliding Club. Our latest activity is climb and fly. You climb to the summit and you fly down.
Wow!
For the record,
how
the
high
highest
is that?
Oh, we climb up to 13,000 over feet, and then we fly down also about 12,500 feet down, all the way down.
So the one is new. So
not new. We've been the last 2 years already.
I see. How many times have you done it?
Well, climb Kinabalu, it's about for this paragliding on Mount Kinabalu. I had one unfortunate accident. I lost my 3 teeth because I had to abort by the flight. The rest flew down because of the change of wind direction. I got to abort the flight. But anyway, I'm very pleased that even last month I got 15 for the first time. Almost all Sabahans climb and fly down, including our Maling Gunung, adapun our mountain guide as well.
Wow, that's great.
Okay.
Now, what about you, Dato? Do you have the same interests as Tengku?
Well, I'm sitting next to a legend, so I feel small. Only been up to the summit 7 times, but that is about average. In fact, for normal people, you know, I mean, he's basically as good as any Malim Gunung, so you can compare Tengku with me in that context. But I'm a local. I'm from Kenya. I'm now the rector of UITM, University of Technology Mara Sabah. I've been with UITM for the last 30 over years. Sometime my friend said to me, "You can check in, but you can never check out."
I heard that before.
UITM, they had to go. But basically, I'm an academic. I'm a lecturer by profession.
And which area do you specialize in?
My area of interest is organizational studies. In fact, I did my PhD in Cardiff University in the UK on organizational studies, specifically on workplace learning.
Right.
All right, coming back to our topics. So, Tengku, could you tell us what is the International Mountain Day?
Okay, I might as well read this from UNESCO so that you get correct. Basically, International Mountain Day is an opportunity to create awareness about the importance of mountains
Correct.
to life, to highlight the opportunities and constraints in mountain development, and to build partnerships that will bring positive change to the world's mountains and highlands. This is very, very important because basically mountains are our, because of biodiversity and our ecosystem services. Basically, to put in a simple form, it is your natural water tank.
Yeah.
Because without the mountain, without the forest for water, water for life, and all the ecological services as well. But most important is that we have to conserve for whom and for what. It got to be also for the traditional custodians of the orang asal, originals of people around the mountain. In Kinabalu, Kinabalu of course is bigger than Singapore, 150,000 square kilometers. So anyway, there are about 30 villages around the mountain, and they are part and parcel of the conservation initiatives of Mount Kinabalu or other mountains for that matter, because people and mountains are so important that we got to engage and empower them to be part and parcel of the custodian of the mountain because of their traditional knowledge and traditional wisdom, because they are the very people who knows best in conservation,
Right.
Correct.
not to overdevelop whatever. So we are in this context of the World Mountain Day, okay, mountain farming must be sustainable development with the people, but it got to be sustainable and engage them. And I'd like to see also in the governance of mountains or protected areas, the people around the area must be consulted and part and parcel
Yeah.
of the whole, how the policy is being evolved, again must be derived from them as well. It's very, very important.
Yeah, we do have a package on the mountain and all, so we do
Let's take
check
a
it
look.
out first.
The Borneo rainforest is the oldest in the world, 130 million years old. That's 70 million years older than the Amazon. Mount Kinabalu, the dominant feature in the Kinabalu Park, is the highest peak between the Himalayas and New Guinea. The Kinabalu Park is a World Heritage Site and has a total area of 75,370 hectares. By comparison, Singapore has a land area of about 64,000 hectares. Out of the 12 regions of mega biodiversity in the world, Borneo ranks with Amazonia and Equatorial Africa. Borneo lies in the heart of the mega biodiversity ecoregion of the Indo-Pacific Basin and Malaysia. Sabah is special because in terms of biodiversity per unit area, Sabah is the best in Borneo. According to the National Geographic, 10 square kilometers of Malaysian rainforest has more flora and fauna than that of North America and Europe combined. Here, in the Indo-Pacific Global Center of Coral Biodiversity, is the cradle of coral evolution. Beginning with 70 genera in the areas around Borneo, it reduces gradually as one moves outwards. The Coral Triangle, the Amazon of the seas, is the center of marine biodiversity for the world. It is home to one of the most diverse collections of marine life in the world, with over 75% of coral species known to science, over 3,000 species of reef fish, over 500 species of coral. This is unmatched in the world in terms of marine biodiversity per unit area. The Borneo pygmy is the world's smallest elephant. Herds of 30 or more roam the jungles and riverbanks in the east coast. The Sukau area in the lower reaches of the Kinabatangan River has one of the world's richest diversity of flora and fauna, including the proboscis monkey, one of the 10 species of primates found in Sabah. The snakebird, or oriental darter, which has disappeared from Peninsula Malaysia, is seen here in large numbers. The East Coast is also home to the globally recognized orangutan. The Sepilok Orangutan Rehabilitation Center was established in 1964, making it the first of its kind in the world. The Gomantong Cave, famous for its populations of swiftlets, which produce valuable edible nests, is protected by strict laws to ensure sustainability. Other conservation areas include the Danum Valley Conservation Area, Tabin Wildlife Reserve, and Maliau Basin, the Lost World. The Danum Valley Field Center is both a research and education facility.
I am very impressed. I think Sabah is one of the prime ecotourism destinations of the world. And since the first time, I've been impressed by the beauty of the natural landscape, first and foremost. So Borneo in general, and very specially Sabah, I insist, is a prime ecotourism destination for ecotourists around the world.
Yeah, so that was the package on the mountain,
Yes.
and it's a very beautiful video that we could see. So we could continue on
Our discussion. Yes, I was told that Dr. Sri Tengku was in Australia recently to attend a conference on conservation of parks. So maybe you can share.
Well, there is the World Park Congress under IUCN, which held every 10 years. Basically, a report card by about 200 countries of the world. What had been done, the pledge was done in Durban in front of Mandela. Then who was the patron for that conference then, 10 years later, what each country has done of global significance in the conservation of our parks and marine environment. In the context of Sabah, I'm glad to say that, if I may add here, that we are adding now, we gazetted next year, the Tun Masafa Marine Park of 1 million square kilometers. Okay?
Massive.
So, yes. So basically, what to see that what I'm trying to say is that 50 islands. Sorry, that is 1 million square kilometers, or 1 million hectares.
Wow.
Wow.
50 islands of global significance. That's the reason why I was asked to give a talk in the global forum to see what Malaysia has done of global significance. 50 islands, 1 million square kilometers of marine environment. Just let's take the first transboundary Turtles Islands Park in Sendakan, Pulau Silingan. The island alone, these 3 islands alone, we have released more than 16 million hatchings of turtles.
Wow.
Just 3 islands since the last 13 years.
Yep.
And we're talking about another 50 islands
Correct.
of global significance. So you can imagine the impact to the world in terms of marine
And our contribution.
Our contribution. So this is one of the highlights of the. But most importantly, the conference again goes back to peoples and park. Peoples and park. The parks on mountains, for that matter, must be together with the people. Sustainable development, growing and prospering together.
Concurrently together.
Has got to be. The importance of peoples and parks, whether marine or terrestrial, like mountains, what have you.
Now, speaking of conservation, on the part of UiTM Sabah, is there any research going on towards conservation?
Exactly. In fact, one of the biggest motivation in organizing this conference we call the 4th International Conference on Tourism Research is because we have this group among academics. It's a group of academics from UiTM Sabah and USM Pulau Pinang. This is a long-term research project it's about, I think the main concern of the research is sustainable, to address the issue of sustainable tourism.
Right.
So it is a conference, it's been held around the world, but this year it's our turn to be the host.
Talking about the talking about the conference, we have to go for another short break.
Okay.
We will continue to talk about the conference.
More of it
Yep.
later after this break, so stay tuned to Hello Malaysia.
My precious little Nita, why did you leave me? How hard I try, my pain does not go away. My child has become a victim because of me.
Pakcik, boleh saya tolong?
We cannot change the past, but we can protect our future if we act now.
Longkah batasan masa, mengupas isu semasa, menjadi saluran pelbagai suara, segalanya baru dan benar di Berita Bernama TV.
Current issues, latest headlines, illuminating visuals, everything right and now on Bernama News.
Hi, welcome back to Hello Malaysia with me, Putri, and also Khairul. And as for today, we are talking about preserving our mountains in conjunction with the International Mountains Day. And we have two lovely guests with us today, Yang Mulia Datuk Sri Tengku Dr. Zainal Adlin, and also Dr. Abdul Kadir Roslin from UiTM. Right, before we went for a break, we were talking about the International Conference on Tourism Research, and we have a visual on the conference, so let's take a look.
So that was the promo package on the forum itself.
Yes. So perhaps Dr. can explain more about the conference.
Like I said earlier, this is a conference motivated by research. It's a big project by both UiTM Sabah and USM Pulau Pinang. And we call this, this is an international conference that's been going around the world, but this time around it's going to be in Kota Kinabalu. This is the 4th International Conference on Tourism Research in association with the 5th International Rural Responsible Tourism Symposium in conjunction with International Mountain Day. So this is like 3-in-1 kind of thing. So we are killing few birds. 3 birds. Yeah, more than all at the same time. And it is jointly organized by the Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, University of Yamara, UiTM Chong Sabah, Kota Kinabalu, of course, with the Sustainable Tourism Research Cluster of USM Pulau Pinang. And we have a lot of partners and collaborators in making this a success, a truly international conference. I mean, in terms of the significance, and that's why I think today we are together with Tengku, because he is the nature person for Sabah, and he is the icon for our conservation effort and initiative in Sabah as well. And of course, he is also representing the main collaborators of this conference, which is the state of government. Sabah state government, specifically through the Ministry of Tourism and Environment. Of course, Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Panglima Mas Niwanjun should be with us today, but he cannot make it. But he is an ardent supporter of this program. Thank you to the Ministry, including the Minister. And we have other collaborators as well. And it is a big conference that we are hoping to get at least 200 participants. In fact, we have already oversubscribed. And it's going to be held in Pan Pacific Sutra in Kota Kinabalu. The conference is going to be a 3 days conference. The first 2 days will be in Kota Kinabalu, in Pan Pacific Sutra Harbour in Kota Kinabalu. But the interesting one will be the last day. On the 3rd day, it's going to be closed, the conference. We call it the 4ICTR conference, will be closed in conjunction with because the Mountain Day, International Mountain Day, falls on the 11th of December. So we're going to do the closing at the none other than the Kinabalu Heritage
So you're going to bring everyone, all 200 participants to Mount Kinabalu.
Exactly.
Yes, and I'm sure Tengku will be there.
Of course, because it's so important. I think it's relevant, so opportune, because as you know, that Kinabalu is a World Heritage Site under UNESCO, the first in Malaysia. It's a botanical paradise, a beacon of biodiversity, and of course center of endemism is all there basically. And if you were to see what Kinabalu has, it's all here. The highest number of plant species per unit area in the world, 5,500 species in just 30 kilometers by 40 kilometers in the world. So this is all basically that we have is more about 800 over species of orchids which are endemic to Sabah mostly, and what have you, so on and so forth, you know. And more than 300 species of birds. This is what Kinabalu has, which is I've captured all here in just one page, you know.
It's going to be the opportunity for the more than 200 over participants from all over the world. I mean, we have as far from South Africa to Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan, neighboring countries. They're all coming to Kota Kinabalu. And that's why we have the support from MOTCE as well for the conference.
So, what are, other than that, what are the key highlights? Because there's 3 days inside the conference.
In fact, I would like to highlight that we're going to have a very interesting keynote speakers. The first day, we're going to have two renowned academics talking about their area of interest. The first one on the first day would be the Professor Emeritus Victor King from University of Leeds, United Kingdom, who is an expert in Bornean studies. I think Tengku knows him. And then same day we're going to have also Professor Badauddin Muhammad, head of the Sustainable Tourism Research Cluster, or the STRC from USM Penang, who is an expert in tourism planning. And then on the third day, which is probably the highlight, we're going to have Professor Hubert Gitzen, hope I get that right, who is the Director and Representative of UNESCO Asia in the Pacific, based in Jakarta, talking about environmental biotechnology.
Right, that's very interesting. Yes, and you mentioned the conference is also about rural tourism responsibility. So perhaps you can explain more, what is rural tourism responsibility?
Perhaps I'm going to let Tengku talk about it, but before that, let me just highlight that the conference theme would be Rural Mountain Tourism, Preserving Culture and Heritage of Mountain Minorities and Indigenous People.
Right.
Yep.
Over to you, Tengku.
Okay, that's very appropriate indeed, because rural tourism, of course, basically is ecotourism. Basically, ecotourism is basically again is low impact tourism, like rural tourism tadi, dan juga
sustainable.
So it must be sustainable. It got to be socially responsible, economically viable. Of course, it must be sustainable, but most important is in the rural areas, so to speak, and conserving our living heritage, natural and cultural. That's what ecotourism to rural tourism is all about. And I like to say that in Sabah now, because tourism is the biggest industry in the world, actually you have to know that, because 1 in 12 employees in the world are tourism related.
It is the probably second biggest contributor to the coffers of the state government, isn't it?
Yes, of course, yeah, that's well. But most important is that what I'm trying to say, that in Sabah alone, our tourism receipt is 15 million ringgit a day.
Wow, that's a lot.
15 million ringgit a day. And again, in terms of kalau homestay, Sabah is number 1, number 2, number 3 in Malaysia. The total homestay visit alone from 17 homestays is 5.4 million last year.
Wow.
Number 1 is in Lower Kinabatangan, in Sukau. Is one also in Kudat as well. Mr. Pro Homestay is about 1.3 million ringgit last year. Just about rural tourism, but homestay is a good example, whereby they conserve their living heritage, natural and cultural as well. And all in all, in just homestay alone, besides rural tourism, which we're more familiar, more than 3,000 people are involved directly.
That's very good.
Just in homestay. Of course, rural tourism will come as it goes along as well, But basically, they are not selling room; they are selling the experience, the lifestyle of the villagers. Basically,
it's not just accommodation.
No.
It's beyond
you do about 30
accommodation.
activities. For example, in the case of Mr. Pro Homestay in Kudat, when the tourists come, it was something. What are we going to have for our food? Well, there's a paddy field, so they harvest the paddy. Then what do? You take the dry paddy, you pound the paddy. They got to pound the paddy. Then what do? They sieve the paddy. Okay. Then after that, we are very thirsty. Mineral water. This is a kampong. There's no mineral water here. The coconut tree. You go and get the coconut. Then we're going to have for our food. Now we got the rice. We got to go to the backyard in the jungle and get all the ulam lah. Ulam raja, ulam that, what have you. Then they got to go fishing as well, catch the mud crab as well, and they cook themselves. So this is what we call our homestay. We're so different, given the experience. And before they go back, they got to know food things. They got to be able to cook one local dish.
Okay.
At least.
Sing one local song or dance one local dance.
That's interesting.
Want to do one handicraft, beads or what atap, mats and what have you dan sebagainya. So this is what we do. They do about more than 10 activities, rubber tapping lah, itulah, ini dan sebagainya. So this is where we are selling experience.
Yes.
But again, Sabah is home where probably Sabah is a premier nature adventure ecotourism destination. With an experience of our outstanding living heritage, natural and cultural. And that's most important. And the best culture, of course, to rural tourism, to homestay. And we have more than 50% repeat visitors. 3 times the national average.
You just can't get enough of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. In fact, Sabah has, I don't know what is the official number, but we have probably more number of ethnics
Oh yes, of course, more than 30.
than
32,
all Malaysia combined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's most important because our biggest children is that it's not Mount Kinabalu, it's not Pulau Sipadan.
It's the people.
It's the people, multi-race people of Sabah. More than 30 ethnic groups, multiracial, multi-religion, multicultural dan sebagainya. But how many diversities of one Malaysia in reality?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I say that Sabah is truly Malaysia, truly the best of Malaysia.
Exactly.
And
In fact,
Malaysia is truly Asia.
when we talk about sustainable tourism,
Yeah.
it is about making sure that we have this symbiotic relationship between the industry and the
Locals,
people,
yes.
the community. And it has to be there, preserved and conserved forever for the next generations.
Okay, we got to go to
Another short break, and we'll continue discussing more on Hello Malaysia, so stay tuned.
Yep.
Terima kasih. Sama-sama. Terima kasih. Sama-sama. Terima kasih. Sama-sama.
Terima kasih.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih.
Sama-sama.
Sama-sama.
Satu cerita, satu bangsa, satu Malaysia.
Hi there, welcome back to Hello Malaysia with me, Cairo and Putri. And if you have any question, you can email us at hellomalaysia.english@bernama-tv.com, or you can just find us on our Facebook, Twitters and Instagram. Just search for Bernama TV. And talking about our topic, preserving our mountain. So, Tengku, preserving do come with challenges and issues. So, do discuss on your opinion, what are the challenges and issues that you encounter?
First of all, you must have your management plan.
Yeah.
Your carrying capacity or limit of stable change. It's a Mount Kinabalu, even though Park Headquarters alone more than I would say 300,000 visited last year, but only 192 people can climb in one day the mountain.
Yep.
So this is basically carrying capacity limit of stable change. That's very, very important. You cannot compromise on the sustainability of the environment and what have you. So this is very important. The challenges, of course, basically of tourism is through the culture of cleanliness, politeness, efficiency and safety.
Right.
Jumlah has these 4 parameters. If not, there'll be no tourism without politeness. But Sabah is very fortunate. People of Sabah by nature are warm, friendly, hospitable. That's why the branding of Sabah is Sabah naturally. Because the people of Sabah by nature they are warm, friendly, hospitable. To our nature, global significance of land and sea. That's why Sabah naturally, that's our branding. But most important, of course, to maintain and sustain the quality of services. You can have 5-star hotel, but 3-star service. 5-star hotel must have 5-star service. That is the problem that perhaps most are facing. So that with the conference that's being to be held, is so relevant to address all these key issues. And of course, we don't go for mass tourism. It's higher, longer stay. Average length of stay in Sabah is about 8 days.
Okay.
8 days. It's twice the national average, more or less.
All right.
And again, we have visitors around 40 to 50% a year, the highest in the country. And our tourism growth from the year 2000 to 2008, before the economic downturn, was 20% per annum.
Wow.
Compound. We're on the highest in the world.
Very good.
Again, it's not mass tourism, but higher, longer stay, basically. And each tourist international averaging about, averaging about 2,005. But some are 4,000, depending where they come from, basically.
Okay.
All the challenges. What does the conference provide as a solution?
I think this is where the conference, where academic and scientific people can come in and contribute to the industry. We would like to, Tengku talk about the macro issues and challenges, but as researchers, finding the truth, we need to go to the specific and particular areas, aspect of the industry, to find the underlying reason why this is working, why some are not working, and more importantly, to address the issue of sustainability. It has to be understood, it has to be clearly put forward, not only to the industry player, but more importantly to the policy makers. So this is, I think, where the conference will be making its contribution. And we are not talking about tourism in Sabah or even Malaysia alone. We are talking about tourism, sustainable tourism in the international arena as well. So this is us trying to educate the citizen of the world. Hopefully.
Okay, being in the tourism for a long time, so what are the government support to do the tourism get from
especially ecotourism? Yes.
You see, basically the role of Sabah tourism is promote and market. So promotion and marketing be basically how you facilitate the industry players, so to speak, by Sabah Tourism and Tourism Malaysia to promote and market throughout the world, so to speak. For example, our Sabah Tourism website is only 50,000 hits per day.
Wow. All over the world, from all over the world.
Wow. So just 1% are interested, 100 people. And we go for niche tourism because let's go for diving, for example. Last year, we got more than 62,000 divers. But tourism receipt for diving alone is 352 million ringgit.
Wow.
So it's not small, you see. But most important, the employment, again, our Form 5 students and what have you can be dive masters. So we are trying to get more of our own people to be dive masters.
I would love to be one.
I
don't have the ear.
Anyway, it easily can get about 2,000 ringgit before tips and what have you. It's only Form 5. So this is what we are trying to engage as many as possible our own local people in the tourism industry. That's where the training comes in from ITM and the rest of it. So it is very, it is a sunrise industry. It's the biggest industry in the world, as I said. And if I may add, the total tourism receipt last year for Sabah, 6.6 billion ringgit.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot.
3.3 million visitors, but to a total of 6.8 billion ringgit, 6.6 billion ringgit. Well, that's a lot, Tourism receipt.
It's a big industry.
It's big. And of course, this year we hope to receive almost 7 billion ringgit.
Right.
And I think we can achieve that. with all the challenges of the MH370,
Yes,
MH17, and the problems of security in the East Coast. But we should be able to rise up to the
Right.
challenge.
Since you have mentioned about security in the East Coast, how does it affect the tourism industry?
It does affect, of course. It does affect, but we have to rise up to the challenge.
Yes.
Because only certain part of the East Coast, all over the East Coast, basically. Only so the West Coast is still very, very safe. We focus on where it's safe, but the divers will still go. They know the best time to go now with all the security personnel all over all the islands.
Safer,
Extra security.
We got more divers last year before, after the incident.
Yes,
to give you an example, they know they are very,
Free
very
bodyguards
informed,
around.
they know what they do, you know. Yeah, basically, but it is a challenge, no doubt, because perception. You cannot blame. Even the problem. Bombing in Bali, they don't come to Sabah because they thought we are part of Bali or Southeast Asia. Bombing in Thailand, we have problem. Bombing in Southern Philippines, we have a lot more in around Sabah. So the perception of the people, very few people know where Malaysia really is. They know somewhere in Asia, but where?
Yes.
This is the problem, And of course, when you take, but it's a challenge, But we are rising to the challenge, and we can overcome that. But we hope to receive 7 billion ringgit this year.
Yes, I hope we can, and
I think we
I
can.
think we will.
We should be able to,
Right, and speaking of that, all the challenges, and we just have to promote more. But I'm sure, as you've mentioned earlier, Sabah has a lot more to offer than just the East Coast.
Of course, I'm very much involved in Save Malaysia because we have the strategic vision to be the Mediterranean and the Caribbean of the East.
Wow.
Right.
Because we have got what it takes to be, simply because if you take the Coral Triangle, with the marine epicenter of the whole entire world, is here in our Sulawesi Sea, and Sabah is at the epicenter of the marine of the biodiversity for the world. So of course centering around Sipadan, because one day of diving in Sipadan, according to Professor Jacques Cousteau, says that one whole month Great Barrier Reef and the Caribbean combined. Just one day to see the number of species of marine life. And to give you that as an example, that's why so many people want to come and dive there, but we allow 120 divers per day.
Right, and that is for
carrying capacity. Limit of we call carrying capacity.
Right.
But then we got more. We got 49 islands in Sepona. We can go to other 14 islands. So why only Sipadan?
Correct.
This is where we have. I'll show you some of this later on as to why we are number one in the world. Perhaps we'll show this. This is some scientific basis which I read.
My first choice is Kapalai, not Sipadan.
This is 101 dive sites.
Wow, that's a lot.
Here. But why we are number one? This is basically the Coral Triangle, the marine epicenter of the whole entire world. With 70 genera here. The moment you reach the kingdom, even 10 genera. But the heart of it is in Sabah. This is on some scientific basis, but I've shown you all the
Wow.
we got more than 2,000 dive sites in Sabah.
No, I'm very intrigued. I have to go there someday.
So this is basically, but most important, all this again is good for marine tourism. That's why we are very much proposing to be the Caribbean Mediterranean of the East. Because all the major cruise liners or what have you are here, as you know, and the mega super yachts here. The last super yacht that was here was only private yacht of $500 million.
Wow.
And you haven't
I'll show you
haven't spoken about the fact that we are probably among the top 10 sunset viewing.
Oh yes, of course, sunsets, of course.
Spot in the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
But most important, I feel the opportunity for Save Malaysia Passage to the East, is because why I'm saying this, Australia got 40,000 yachts. New Zealand another 10,000, 50,000 yachts. Where they going? Somalia, not a big problem there. It's good for us, but they cannot go to the Mediterranean. They are now more or less trying to focus, and we want Malaysia to be
the hub.
The hub.
Yes,
and
I
it's
think we
where
will get there.
Save Malaysia
Very soon.
is doing, and we can be, because basically relatively we are safe. And we also land below the wind. We don't have typhoons here. We don't have earthquake, natural disaster. We don't have volcano, what have you. These are very important, but safe, basically, as a whole, Malaysia as a whole. It's important. So we hope to be basically
Caribbean and
Mediterranean of the East. This is what Save Malaysia is now trying to do, together with still Indonesia as well.
All right.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very exciting to hear
Yes.
about it. But we
Yeah,
have to go.
strategic vision.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have to go for another short
Yeah,
break.
yeah.
So stay tuned with Hello Malaysia.
I travel not because I like to travel. I travel so I can say this. What you're looking for is inside of you, and you should be in peace.
Prem Rawat has been traveling for 40 years, inspiring people around the world to find peace within.
I go and I talk to people, and I present them with the possibility of themselves discover the peace that lies within you.
Catch Bernama Today every weekday from 9 a.m. onwards for the latest news, lifestyle stories, interesting personalities, only on Bernama TV.
Dibelenggu kebangkrapan semuanya bukan pilihan. Saya pernah cuba dibantu, namun saya tidak hiraukannya kerana saya merasakan MDI akan bertindak kejam terhadap saya. Sehinggalah kebangkrapan mula mengganggu hidup saya. Saya hilang punca untuk meneruskan kehidupan. Akaun saya dibekukan. Apa nasib keluarga saya? Selama ini saya menyangka MDI zalim yang membangkrapkan saya. Ternyata sangkaan saya meleset sama sekali.
Jabatan Insolvensi Malaysia, bukan kami yang membangkrapkan anda. Jangan takut atau risau untuk tampil ke depan. Berilah kerjasama agar kami dapat membantu anda. Layari www.insolvency.gov.my.
Hi, welcome back to Hello Malaysia. We're still talking about preserving our mountains in conjunction with the International Mountains Day with our two lovely guests, Datuk Sri Tengku Dr. Zainal Adlin and also Datuk Dr. Abdul Kadir from ITM Sabah. Right, before we went for a break, Khairul, we were talking how blessed Sabah is with so many nature, treasure, and also a strategic location too. So probably Datuk Sri Tengku would like to share more about what Sabah has to offer.
Yeah, because I agree, because we are a strategic geographical location right in the heart of Southeast Asia and ASEAN, so to speak. You know, very, very center. But more important again, we are also the heart or the center or marine epicenter of the whole entire world. You see here, that is, we are blessed. And again, the initiative of Heart of Borneo initiative again, where again combining 23 national parks together to Heart of Borneo. Of course, Sabah is the major player here. Again, land and sea, globally, they cannot compare with us. Basically, this is where we have to ride on our niche. And because Sabah can offer everything for everyone, we got more than 100 tourism products to cater for every taste and level. Not everybody likes the diving or golf or whatever. So we have all that it takes. But most important, in a safe, supportive and enabling environment and good value for money. Good value for money. Finally, that is where the crunch comes. So what I'm just trying to say is that Tourism Malaysia, Sabah Tourism, with the ministries, of course, we are in the right direction, promoting again our nature and culture. This basically nature, culture, of course, adventure, of course, as well to go with it. As among a premier eco-tourism nation in the world, we compare with the rest of the world, and we are up there, second to none, sebenarnya.
Right. And as a local Sabahan, I'm sure you're very proud, Datuk.
Yeah. I've never been prouder being Sabah and then listening to all these highlights and you know, the best thing about Sabah as shared by Tengku. But yeah, I think it is our strength, but we need to harness them. And I think speaking on behalf of the university, we would like to see our faculty of tourism and Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management to be the niche faculty for UiTM Sabah. And this is in line with the aspiration of the state government, the leaders, and even at national level. But we need to really focus on what we can do to help the to unlock the potential that we have, and it has to be together with the right quality of human resource.
Yes.
And speaking about human resource, I think we are planning to play a bigger role to make Sabah, the people of Sabah, including the manpower that we are going to train, to supply and to man the industry to be among the best in the world.
So as viewer would want to know, so what are the jewel spot that Tengku always treasure, for example, in Sabah, that you can highlight?
We know he loves paragliding. What else?
But basically, what I'm trying to say is our nature is really of global significance, whether land or sea, if you to really understand. For example, because I covered a lot of Amazon, look at our trees. Wow. When mass flowering, this is Compassia excelsior, the scientific name, or our Manggaris as well. So if you go to Amazon, the tree is not even half of our tree in height, So this is basically to show you our diversity, what have you. I'd like to say that it's really spectacular, it's magnificent, and we are among the best of the best in the world. So we have to conserve and preserve that, basically. But with the people, the people must be involved. The local indigenous community, the original custodian of the land and forest. We respect their traditional knowledge and the traditional wisdom. Because this again, your perfume garden, your medicinal chest, because more than half of your modern medicine comes from rainforest.
Wow.
Your perfume also comes from your perfume garden as well here. Here is your natural water tank. Of course, it's your oxygen tank. Observe the carbon dioxide. Through forest, you bring back oxygen to the world. That's the forest, this is the mountain, you must understand. And also your natural greenhouse absorbs 60% of your sunlight. This is the function beside the ecological services that they provide.
Right.
We're reaching to the end of the program. So, any last word from Dato'?
Probably coming back to the conference again. I think I would like to take this opportunity to say that this conference is of international significance, and this is a small effort from UiTM Chong Sabah, in line with the aspiration of the university, UiTM as a whole, especially from Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Vice Chancellor, our Vice Chancellor, to find initiative to put UiTM in the world map. And this is a truly international conference. And I would like also to take this opportunity to say thank you and gratitude to all the sponsors and partners and collaborators in making this conference a success. And I have this final say, see you at the conference.
Right. And what about Tengku? And any words, especially in promoting Sabah, and you're very proud with Mount Kinabalu.
I'm not proud. I'm very proud with the natural heritage of Sabah, living heritage. It is a living heritage, and of course, what I'm trying to say that we are so proud that the Sabah government is conserving and preserving it. 53% of Sabah now is a natural forest management and park, and going to be 60%. And for the world, basically, it's not even half of that for the world community. So we are way ahead, and that is our future, our mountain, our forests, our seas, and the Sabah government is rightfully doing all its best to conserve, preserve property for present future generation, for a better quality of life. Because nature exists long before everything else, that they say. Look for answer in nature, you gain the truth and your solution, and of course quality of life. And this is what tourism is all about. It's your Sabah naturally. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dato'.
Yes, it has been a pleasure to have both of you here with us, and I think I'm so interested to go to Sabah after this, and I'm sure you feel the same too.
I'm booking the ticket.
Yes,
Most welcome.
Yeah, so I hope to see you soon in Sabah, very very soon.
Perhaps you can join the conference.
If only we could, we would love to.
Yeah.
Right, so let's visit Sabah, treasure our nature. And thanks a lot for watching and tuning in to Hello Malaysia. See you very soon. I'm Putri.
I'm Khairul. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.